G'day guys. What do you think I did this long weekend? That. And I had a really interesting experiment I did. I actually used some of the AI programs out there, basically internet-based AI interfaces, and started asking various AIs. I used Gemini, I used something called Claude, which is actually quite good on technical stuff. I used Grok. There was something else I used, I can't remember what it was now. Anyway, I had a whole heap of them going. And asking various questions in the same way, a different way, and just trying to pull information. And I had a really fun time. I might show you some of the things I got out of the AI, but I'll tell you what, you could design, right? If you got a little bit of knowledge, enough to get into trouble, if you had a little bit of knowledge and you actually utilize some of the AI websites to design a metal detector, you probably can. I was really surprised on some of the stuff that it was putting out. I had some, I'm making up some other stuff, and I had really curly logic outputs I had to do, and it was really fiddly. It wasn't like you'd normally expect, you know. And I said, okay, come on, let's do this, and a little bit of banter back and forth between. I think I was using the Grok. Grok works really well, which is the X or Twitter one, and absolute amazing what it came up with. It actually gives you all the connections. It says, oh, do you want a breadboard design? Yeah, okay. It gives you the whole lot. So something I was looking at using probably about 6 ICs for, we got it down to 2. And it gave all sorts of variations. It said, oh, well, we can get away with 1 chip if you want to use a handful of resistors and diodes. I said, no, and chips are 30 cents. I think I'll use the chip, please. I don't want all that time soldering all that stuff in. So, yeah, absolutely amazing. So what did I use it for? I used it for optimizing the GPX-5000. And first of all, it won't know what to do straight off. It will sit there and it just has no clue what's inside it. You have to explain the whole inner workings of the detector. And when it gets a grasp of it, it starts coming up with ideas. And you can run particular scenarios by the AI, and it'll come up with some resolution. And yeah, and it'll pull stuff up that you wouldn't believe there was an interaction between something and something else, and you just wouldn't realize. And it'll come up and say, oh, we can make this better by doing X, Y, Z, you know, whatever it may be. And so anyway, I put some of it to task. I said, okay, then we're going to try and really get the grunt out of this 5000 and just improve on what's already been done to it. Some of the one of the AIs, it might have been the one called Claude. What a weird name for an AI. I actually had to educate it in a particular way, so it would give me information coming back that made sense. It was really out of the tangent, you know. It was telling me to put BAV99 diodes in damping circuits. The thing would explode. Stuff like that. It just has no concept of component values and what you can do. It just basically pulls things out of the air and says, oh, that's a diode, that'll work, stick that in there. Boom. No, you got to educate it anyway. Oh, I got to keep, I'm going to finish off my coffee because it's going to go cold. So I nearly forgot about that. But anyway, I'm going to show you what this optimization did. And if you can see on don't know if you can see on the oscilloscope there. That's the flyback decay curve. Gee, that looks nice. If I must say so myself. Very, very nice. It's not 100% nice. It's got 50 hertz AC ripple on it from all the electrical stuff. But yeah, it's running. I'll fire up some targets on the coil and I'll show you what this thing does. I was really amazed. No, it is coffee. It's not anything else, just in case you really want to know. No, I was going to say something, I won't say it because it involves someone else. Anyway, no big deal. Let's have a look here. I have to loosen that off, of course. Well, there's the detector sitting there, and you can probably see because I'm very, very, how to say, wary of all the workings in here and underneath, of course. I put masking tape over it just to hide it, right? Because there's plenty of prying eyes out there who want to nut this stuff out. And then I'll go cut your lunch, as they do. Righto, where are we? Okay, I've got this sitting there. I hope you can hear it. Yeah, it's droning away in the background. I've got the microphone above the speaker and it's hooked up on the oscilloscope there. The oscilloscope, actually the probe, I've got it on the high voltage part, basically the one that handles the flyback from the transmitter because I'm running a double D coil. It's on that amplifier or pre-amplifier stage on the output. So that's what we're looking at the moment. I know it's a very small picture, but yeah, it's a nice decay curve. It's not lumpy and bumpy. But the thing with the 5000 is trying to extract maximum gain, right, and making it behave and make it also reject hot rocks. I've seen people who do things, they crank the gain, or a method of putting a lot of gain into the detector, and they run around picking up little tiny targets and that, and you put a hot rock near it, screams its head off and it won't balance. So be wary about balancing out hot rocks, otherwise you will be digging them all day long, as probably there's some people out there who do that. But this here is on minimum gain, and just it's equivalent to standard Minelab gain. I'm going to use a dirty, great, whopping big Kalgoorlie hottie. It's not really a hottie in the sense of the word, but on the coil, it's drifted a bit, so I'll flick it. Oops, wrong one. I'll flick it into fix and back into tracking. There we go. It doesn't give a rat's about that. So that's a dirty, great, whopping Kalgoorlie hot rock. It is on this coil, by the way, 0.05. I've probably got the threshold up high on this, have I? Yeah, the threshold's so smooth, I don't know where I had it. It was actually high. It shouldn't have been that high. But to give you an idea how quiet this is, I've got my audio amp flat out. It's flat out, and I've just got the threshold there. I'll give you an idea. Use something metal. Give you an idea how loud this is. But this thing is punchy as, and it's super quiet. It needed a lot of stuff done to make it to get like this, but this can be done. This can be done to everyone's detector. Now, what we need to do is what are we in anyway? Oh, I'm in normal timings, just normal timings. Okay, So normal timings at low gain, it's not going to pick up a hot rock in a month for Sundays. It's not going to care less. Let's put the gain up. And if you have a look at the oscilloscope there, you can see I'm putting the gain up and we've got no DC offset. Work that one out. It's smack bang in the middle. So we're up about, I don't know, half gain or something. I don't know. I just twirled it a bit. I wasn't really feeling it that much. I'm getting it way up here, and I'm on normal timings, right? And where it was chewing up the hot rock. I don't know if it actually on full gain will get rid of the big hot rock. We can try. That's asking a lot because that is pure ironstone. We could probably do the smaller one, which is a little bit over half the size of that big one, but we'll see. We'll see what we can get out of it in normal mode, because normal mode's important if you're looking for big nuggets, and you don't want to dig hot rocks if at all possible. So let's crank it up a bit more. As you can see on the oscilloscope, waveform's still dead in the middle. No DC offset. And what you got now is you got the decay curve sitting there, and it's amplifying so much that it's a complete zigzag of 50 hertz on it. So I can't do anything about that because I'm in the workshop. So yeah, there's 50 hertz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 peaks of 50 hertz. Still, does it care? Not that much. It's a little bit of burble, but the sensitivity is going to be unreal just for normal mode. You know. Let's give it a spin and see what we can do height-wise. It is noisy, which is really painful because in a quiet gold field, this would be outstanding. It'd be absolutely exceptional. It's up here somewhere. Look, it's getting lost in the noise, but it's still there. Anyway, normal mode. I don't know if I really should do that. I'm going to give it the Kalgoorlie hot rock. Normal mode, flat out gain, as much as I can get out of it before it becomes totally unstable. So we'll have to pray about this. We'll see what happens. So, oh, by the way, it's clocking at maximum frequency too. It's about, I'm straight at the amplifier, so the receive window is 48 microseconds, just so you want to know. That's on the 3 similar pulses. Okay, we are ready to go. Fixed. Look at me touching it, the fur it makes. Oh, dear me. Back in the tracking. Full gain. The small one had just said, not interested, you're not there. That's the Kalgoorlie. Where's the camera on this thing? Over here, is it? There we go. That is fair income. I'm not joking. Come here, you. I mean, that is... Oh, I can hang the magnets off it. It is hard ironstone. Like, it's iron. Bonk. Listen, the coil actually picked it up. We'll have a look on the oscilloscope. Earth field cancellation's working beautifully. That's a lot of That's sensitive as, isn't it? That is so sensitive. Way off on the side of the coil. If I put it up in the air, it'll probably be even worse. But no, I've got to do it north-south pole with the, in the plane of the coil, like that. There you go. Whack, 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 whack. Anyway, it's something you can do with magnets near your coil to check your earth field cancellation. Okay, so the little Kalgoorlie one, we knock it out. These are the worst hot rocks in the world. I'll tell you what, I've had stuff sent to me from all over the world. Years ago, I asked people to send me the worst hot rocks they could ever find. I got really nasty stuff from the US. I got stuff from Russia. I got stuff from everywhere. It's really quite interesting. Okay, now the big one. I mean, that's like a meteorite. But it is. It's it definitely ironstone. Like, you know, this is. Hear that? The detector sounds off on it. It's like when it bangs it. It must generate an extra, you know, the field fluctuates and the coil picks it up. Anyway, stick that there. Okay, you can hear 50 hertz. It's going in and out, in and out. But anyway, I've got the fan on too because it's stinking hot again today. Here we go. Pray and get rid of that. I don't know, I don't like my chances, but completely different signature. Let's flick it. Okay. Back in the tracking. Well, basically it removes it. It's a little bit of little residual. I'm banging it on the bloody coil. It's a little bit of residual, as you'd expect. But look, it's me moving the chair. It's picking up the metal arms of the chair. Gee. I thought it was picking up my hand for a minute and going, oh, I haven't got a ring on. It's picking up my bones or something. I've got too much iron in my blood or something. No, it's not. It was a chair. Okay. I should change the frequency a little bit, shouldn't I? And get rid of that woo-woo, but I couldn't be bothered. Just leave it there. It's realistic. This is what you're going to get if you need power lines anyway. So we can probably say... If I put it right in the middle of the receive coil and not near the windings, because it is too much interaction. The windings are like this next to each other and I'm putting a hot rock there. What do you expect to happen? Nothing. Completely cancels that out in normal timings. That is one for the books. I've never known any of these detectors to cancel that out like it does. Now, even if it cancels it out like so, you know, can it still pick up the 0.05? Yep, not a problem. It still picks that up. So, normal timings, flat out. Let's go and really stress it, right? This is the big stress. Is it? I'll put it in enhance anyway. It should just chew these up for breakfast, but we'll just see. Because some of the pulses in enhance are very, very narrow, and bringing them right in causes difficulties keeping everything on this side of it clean, right? Because you need everything to be super fast, and that's what I've gone for, super fast. So let's see. Okay, we're now in enhance, and yeah, obviously we're in a different part of the spectrum, picking up different bits and pieces. So it's full gain, by the way. Getting lost in the noise again. That's 0.05. Oh, wrong switch. Gee, I always do that. I'm going to bend my head around more. I can't see the switches past the coil connector. Okay, there we go. Fixed tracking. Oh, wrong switch. I did it again. Okay, got rid of the big Kalgoorlie hot rock. I knew it would remove that. Not a problem. So, Jesus, that's right off the screen. There's heaps of interference. There's tons of 50 hertz on that. Anyway, let's really stress it. Fine gold. I call fine gold the problem mode just because it's hard to work with. But high frequency and yeah, see what we can do. There's a bit of noise coming through. I'm on maximum gain, aren't I? Yes, I am. Maximum gain. 0.05. It's getting in the noise, but I'm pretty high. .05. You know, if you want to use a 0.1, you know, doesn't even give the proper angle on how high I am. I'm right up there or something. It's pretty good on such a tiny little targets, but it's in cancel mode. So in using this in double D or mono mode, it's going to be a lot higher, right? So only using cancel to get rid of the noise. You all know that, don't you? It's the only way to do it. And these things aren't properly balanced anyway, so they don't get rid of all the noise. It's doing a fair enough job. The reason I use it, a lot of people go, why do you use the double D? Well, first of all, I got cancel on the detector, you know, thank God. Or otherwise I'd have to use my anti-phase mono coils on these or a crossover coil. But there's a reason I use it, right? And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm not saying this like any manufacturer. Well, it's, I don't want to upset anybody. I'm not saying that this particular coil is a bad coil, and I'm not saying that any other manufacturer's coils are a bad coil when they make double D coils, right? But the double D as an entity, a double D coil, is a slug, right? It's not a very highly sensitive coil in the way it's made. Everything is offset. Basically, all the receive and transmit's done through the transmit coil, and the other coil is just an outrigger picking up all the whatever else it's meant to pick up and inverting it and cancelling it. That's all it does. It tries to anyway. But because of the winding differences, you've got different thickness of windings, you've got different amounts of windings, you've got different damping across each coil. I mean, they stick something like a, what is it, I don't know, 560 ohm resistor across the winding on the receive inside. There's no damping in the detector, and that's all you're relying on. which isn't particularly correct when you're changing modes, right? One damping doesn't do all. One damping does not do all, okay? Just remember that. So, yeah, you're stuck with it. Whatever the damping resistor is in the coil, that's what it is. Maybe you're in a particular mode, it's doing short, sharp pulses, and it says, oh, I want 820 ohms. Sorry. Or you need something lower, like 360. Sorry, you got the 560. Anyway, that's that. So at the moment, that is in fine gold, screaming its berserkos off. Now, the undetectable gold, that thing, 0.23, motley, full of micro quartz and stuff, very hard to detect. Okay, we've still got interference coming through, but it's in the noise. So I've got to do it like this, otherwise you're not going to hear it. Yeah, it's too much noise. But when it quietens down late at night, you can hear that. Oh, actually, I'll just reduce the gain. So, yeah, because we're just amplifying too much noise. Okay, it's all set up correct. Of course it is. It's fine gold. There you go. We can get it. Can't get it. Oh, yes, I can. Remember people go nuts when I do that, but it's such a damn small target. I'm trying to make it, you know, either right on the noise or in the noise. So I'll go right across the windings here where they join and cross. It should be quite more sensitive. We'll see how we go. It is there. So on full gain, with a little 5x10 or something like that on the detector, it may pick this up. This is just the worst target in the universe, I tell you. It's like it's been made so you can't detect it. Yeah, the detector is detecting it, but like it's generating no eddy currents. It's just get energized and very quickly just dying off really quick. So you can leave it there. But I'll tell you what I have got, which I was mucking around with. Little 0.047, that little round bit there. Fix that up easy, but I turned the gain down. Let's put the gain back up and see what happens. I'll see if we can detect this at flat out gain in the workshop. It's asking a lot, but we'll see. I mean, we probably will pick it up pretty easy, I think. But it's a lot of noise. We can basically overload the coil with it. Overload the coil, overload the detector at the front end anyway. It's better if I bounce it actually with these targets in the noise. Yeah, otherwise you'll never know where it's going to pick up at, because it's lost in the noise. Out in the goldfield, different story. You don't have all that woo 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 going on, unless it's sunspots causing havoc and stuff like that. It's better with lower gain actually, but like I say, out in the real world you can run the gain high. Here you can't, just because it's noisy workshop. So full gain balances out all the hot rocks, picks up tiny gold. I've got it, I'm stressing it at the highest frequency you can run at, which I can make it run at before it crawls up its own backside and disappears. But it's really, really going well. Yeah. So, there's people out there who keep saying, oh, well, you never have anything finished. It's called R&D. It's called research and development. We better stop the cure for cancer then. We've done everything we can. Same for bloody electronics. You just keep going and going and going. There's heaps of stuff. There's thousands of components I can change, and they all interact. You can do all sorts of stuff. Where do you stop? Do you want me to stop? Oh, to stop. I should have stopped. Maybe I should have stopped 10 years ago, and that's all there was, But we just keep going and going. This is I'm going to say, I'm going to change that. Stick it in normal mode. It's quieter. And if you want to see how good that little bit of gold goes in normal mode, so you don't. People worry and say, oh, if I'm in normal mode, I won't get small stuff. You're right. Yeah, you'll get small stuff in normal mode, which gives you all the opportunity of getting something big and deep. So, one mode basically can do all, and as long as you've got your hot rock detection under control. The hardest settings to remove hot rocks is in high gain, high frequency. It really is. It just is so difficult. So what can I say about that? Reducing the frequency and reducing the gain, or either or both, the detector just mellows out. It's be running it halfway down the manual tuning to around 140 or something, or 120. It would just be so smooth. I think you can probably run the gain flat out there. It'd be, because of the timing windows, a little bit more dead time, and it'd be quieter. It'd be absolutely quiet as, and I don't think you'd have much drop off on the tiny gold, but you'll have a little bit of an increase on the big stuff. So, I don't know what you think of all that. I think it's pretty good myself. I think this is going to be possibly my go-to detector for sure now. I think it outperforms everything here. I'm pretty sure it does. I've got a 6 and I've got a 7 and I've got a gold monster sitting here, so I don't know. I've got all sorts of things. But what I want to do, it's going to be difficult. Remember I said I want to do some tests, okay? I want to do some tests. And I wanted people who I don't know. This is where it gets difficult. People you don't know, it's always the hard bit. People you don't know. But I need people who I don't know, because there's no bias. And I'll set this up and say, here, go to tech with it. Tell me what you think, all right? Or compare it against your own detector. Or compare it against any detector. Because I think it'll just smash everything out of the park. I mean, it is as sensitive as all fired, you know what? And if I didn't have that stupid 50 hertz in the background, I'll go pull the mains fuse off the house, but it doesn't make any difference. It's everywhere. It's all the grounding rods and everything. It just goes through the ground and it just generates noise. So what can you do? Well, I know what I can do. I can do that and turn it off and shut it up. But what do you think about that? No, really, honest opinion. I mean, everyone will say, oh, but it's in the workshop. Yeah, so, right? Oh, but, so, right? Now, guys, I was going to say, if you had some hot rocks, like the Kalgoorlie ones, right? See if your detector ground balance the hot rocks out. See if it can do it. You can use a double D. You can probably use a mono, small mono. Make it hard. Don't use a big one because that's easy. Use a small one because the field's more concentrated. It's harder to do. Like you got to remember that the actual active coil in that double D is probably about that. It's not very big. So, like I say, and the other thing is just an outrigger picking up all the noise and flipping the phase on it and just getting rid of all that noise from 1 minus 1 equals no noise, but I'm not over both coils at the same time, which will cancel out a target, but it's not made that way, so it won't do it. It was all made perfectly, and you use the same wire and the same damping and the same everything. You could probably cancel out a target in the middle. In a particular spot, you can just cancel it out. But because of everything's cockeyed, and it sort of does cancellation, it's not true. It's not like, balanced like that. It's a bit like that. It's a bit skew-if, not like that where it would be balanced. Just the windings, just the manufacturing, the way it's manufactured, the design, the basic design. Yeah. So, yeah, this is the 5. The one I did the other day, that was a 4500. And that came up fantastic as well. So they didn't have everything what this has got. That has got in it. But I'm going to tell you something even more funny. On my dear me, frog in the throat. Yeah, it's just dry. Milk, coffee, right? Yeah, I can feel it. I feel claggy. What I actually done a lot of measurements and checked a lot of things, and really went, deep dive by about 10, I think. There's a whole heap of new parts I want to get my hands on, and I've ordered all these new bits and pieces. So I put in an order for some more cutting edge componentry. And, it's not that it's just newer. This stuff is brilliant, absolutely brilliant, some of it. And the end result will be, I don't even know if I want to say this, but make it more sensitive. It'll be far more sensitive. It will be far less drony in sound. If you understood what brings the threshold up in these detectors, the way it's made, I mean, it's got actually threshold control, but I'll be giving too much away if I say it, but I don't know if anyone even knows. But there's particular parts I want to get that's going to quieten up the threshold. And the whole detector is going to be more crisp. It's so much improvement's going to come from it. This is going to be an absolute ultimate. This is going to be the ultimate detector. Years ago, I put an ad. Well, me and some other people put an ad in Gold, Gem and Treasure. The ultimate detector. And yeah, someone tried to plagiarise it, of course, so I won't say any names. But the ultimate detector was going to be the ultimate detector. It had, I don't know if anyone really knows what happened to our detector project. We had I can tell you a little bit about it. The first iteration of it, we had personality issues, right? So it went to front the bin, basically. And the second iteration of it, this is really bad, this bit, and we had an absolute wonderful fellow doing all the digital, all the analog, digital, analog, processor work, coding, the whole lot. And I'm not joking, about probably 2 weeks before we were going to go out and test it, poor fella died. I'm not joking. He actually died of lung cancer. He got misdiagnosed as a dislocated shoulder. I'm not joking. This is fair income. And he was all right until he went to the hospital and got treatment. Had radiotherapy and chemo, and he was dead in a week. That's fact. I don't draw anything from it. I'm not saying the chemo did it. I'm not saying the radiotherapy did it. But from that point on, downhill so fast that that's what it was. And it happened so quick. The detector wasn't finished. We can't find the code or anything. I'm not joking. So that is what happened to the ultimate detector. We have the hardware. We have boards, everything. We have our interface, which we used Android for our interface. You'd find out anyway if it was released to market. It was I'll tell you this, okay? This detector, we put a coil sitting on Rio in a concrete slab, an 18-inch coil. And we could detect half-gram nugget, even with the Rio there, easy as, and it just ground balanced it out. So, yeah, I thought I might explain it because people keep saying, there's comments saying, oh, where's your detector? Where's the detector going to release? Da, da, da. I mean, I have got other designs, but they're not anywhere. I can't even get near them. Look, I just thought I'd straighten it out because people don't realise what happened, and that is what happened. So, I mean, it's like God saying it's not meant to happen or something. I don't know. Keep modifying them and don't worry about a new one. But I have got Neo boards built up. They work as detectors. I've interfaced them into just the old 2000. You can marry parts of one into another. It makes a good detector, by the way. We added automatic ground balance to a 2000. Works like a charm. Easy. It's not as hard as you think to do, by the way, if you think outside the square. But I'm not going to say anything about that. Let people see if they can do one. I don't really care. I've seen all these Russian clones of the SD2000 done with a micro for PIC chip in it, right? And they still put manual ground balance on it. Like, God, come on, guys. Coding a chip to generate all the switching waveforms is a piece of easy. It's a piece of easy. That's not hard. It's really easy. And a lot of it too, you've got to be very careful. A lot of people don't even understand these sort of stuff. Use micros to generate all the waveforms. There's so much jitter there like this, it makes noise. I always say, someone doesn't do that in their detectors, won't say any names. But jitter in timings or any part where it's measuring, don't let it happen. Don't do that. It'll go pear-shaped. It'll just create a bucket load of noise in the design. So, anyway, I think that's all I was going to say. But I really want to go out No, I don't want to go out. But I'll go out with someone. If anyone wants to come here and go out and have a test of this detector, this one, and we can take that other one out too, the one I showed in 2 videos ago or whatever. Take them both out and run them side by side, and I'll bring my hot rocks, and yeah, I'm not even going to preempt that one, and I'll bring out my little test targets, and I'll bury some targets, and I'll do all sorts of things, but it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. So I know one of the guys that Dave knows wanted to come out, and the other fellow wants to come out. He said he would, but he doesn't want to show his face or talk. So I can understand that, and yeah, I don't know, maybe a group of people, even a group, go out in a group, because especially if you've got people in there no one knows, we can have people, some people we do know, or just a mix, and everyone can hand it around and just test it. But I think this detector behind me at the moment, do you reckon I should be saying this or not? Yeah, I might as well say it. I think it's probably the best detector in existence at the moment. I don't think anything will beat it. I really don't. It is sensitive as hell, goes deep as hell, and it will be as quiet as bloody hell too when out in the field. You can run any coil on it, by the way. Oh, I did purchase a coil. I purchased another one. I don't know if I think I might have mentioned it. I don't know if I did. If I did, I did. Didn't, I didn't. I got one of these. I had one of these, right? I had one of these little Coiltech Joey coils. Okay, 10x5 mono. I can't use it in here, of course. Freaking, that's just a noise magnet. But out in the goldfields, great coil to use. And the thing is, they're solid. They're really solid for what they are. And the other thing is too, what I'm using this for, I could go get brand new whiz bang flat wound coils, and you know, these new coils. I think Rowan's made some black coils. I don't know why. Rowan, why'd you make black coils for? I made black coils 20 years ago and they all got hot in the sun. But anyway, do what you do. Yeah, because you're black's like, it just absorbs heat. And yeah, I'll shut up before I get in trouble. You know, mine they make their calls. What? I wonder why. Is there a reason? I don't know. Have you ever tried cooking an egg on a white carb on it and a black carb on it on a hot day? I don't know. But anyway, see, I'll say stuff like that. It's bloody honest truth, right? And people will go, oh, you shouldn't say stuff like that. Why? Where's my obligation not to? Bloody truthful. But I know, people crack it. I know, I get told that I say things, particular things, and big companies crack it as well. In a lot of cases, they just don't like you telling the truth. They'd rather you just don't say anything. But if I say anything that's not factual, you always have a means to address it. It's called the comments section. I read all the comments. So if you think I'm talking BS or have misrepresented something, say it and I'll address it in the next video. Simple, isn't it? Very simple. So don't just sit there and fester about it and slam your fist down the table in the boardroom and carry on like a pork chop. Address it and say something. So, yeah, it's out there. Oh, God, people are sending me messages. So, guys, that's what it is. Tell you one thing I didn't do. I didn't try that really curly bit of gold in the other modes, did I? Do you know, I really should do that. I should crank it and try that impossible gold, the impossible gold. I'm going to do it anyway. I'll do it in 10 minutes. It'll be an hour video, but I'll get it done. Look, this is all educational, right? It's showing people what can be done, okay? I'm not even going to say anything about anything. I'm just going to do a show. Let's see what happens. So I'll turn this on. And there's its poor receive window with 50 hertz all rippling through it. I've got my volume on the amplifier flat out. So let's have a look. Okay. That's flat out. And I'll tell you what, if I had the cover on the Detector 2, it'd probably be quieter, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go. 0.23 wiry, mottly, impossible to detect gold. Well, within reason anyway. Let's see. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but yeah, definitely normal timings. It picks it up, but it's in the noise. Just where the curvature of the winding here is in the coil, just the curvature of the winding, it'll pick it up in that little... I wouldn't be surprised out in the field of a mono, with a pointy elliptical coil, it may pick that up. Actually, I don't even know where that is. I've got to look at it. I've got a double D down there, which is pulled apart. And where that crossover point is, yeah, it's in here. Yeah, you wouldn't dig it. No way. Not with that. But we are flat out going. It's normal mode. Try it enhance, just for the hell of it. See if enhance will get it. Easy. It gets it in enhance. Fine gold. It gets it in fine gold. Now I'll just change the back menu into sensitive extra, because fine just goes to fine. I mean, special just goes to fine gold every time. So we'll try it. Special fine. Okay. Sensitive extra, just for the fun of it. Okay. This thing keeps wandering around, so I don't find a sweet spot on the coil for it. The sweet spot's right there, by the way. Right in that little gold, whatever it is, little squiggle there. So we'll go across. There's too much noise, I think, in the background, but we'll see. It gets it, but it's in the noise, and I can actually get it off the coil. That's sensitive extra. I don't think I've ever tried that before on sensitive extra on this. I've done it on the 4500, but it just defaults to fine gold in that switch position. One thing to find out, the 0.047, less than I don't know, less than a pinhead. I wonder how it goes in this mode, in sensitive extra. Oh my God, I can overload the coil on it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Come off it. Stop it. Stop it. Come on. No way. I run out of puff, thank God. My God. That's doing better than the VLF. Didn't try hot rocks. Okay, this might be the big Emperor's got no clothes moment. Maybe. Where's the small one? I'll put it somewhere. I probably... No, bugger if I know. It's there somewhere. Oh, under the stick. There we go. Okay, let's try. We're going to try small Kalgoorlie hot rock, sensitive extra. With that much sensitivity, I don't hold out much hope, really, because that's a bit ridiculous. But we'll try it. Okay. And... Oh, come on. Oh, no way. No way. Well, now I've upset everything. Oh, wrong switch again. Bang. Okay. Gone. I mean, the magic's still there. Don't make me laugh. No, I've never tried it. I never have on this, because I never ever thought to put it in sensitive extra. But anyway, fixed. Tracking, go. Well, in the receive part of the coil, it tracks it out at full gain. Look at the waveform on the oscilloscope. It's freaking just about vertical. It's doing a takeoff. Hang on, watch this. There you go. Oh, there you go. You can see it now. Yeah, look at that. It's like a pencil line, isn't it? That is absolutely beautiful. That is the decay curve you want, because 0.05 with the hot rocky. Make a joke out of it. No. Unbelievable. I am amazed. Turn him off again. So, out of 20 years doing radio communication, satellite systems, HF radios and everything else, and putting that knowledge into everything I've learnt about metal detectors, basically glorified audio amplifiers, not that bad, but same spectrum, more or less. Everything I've known, learnt about coils, inductors, just the overall amount of pulling in all this knowledge so broad and applying it to existing circuitry. It's always been my thing, actually, make it better. It works very, very well indeed. That is just amazing. It really is. That's the best I've ever seen. That is, you've seen it yourself. I'm not doing anything. Look at the coil, you know, here's the coil. Oh, follow the wire, where's it go? Oh, it goes to that detector. Oh, that's just that's my post-it notes. I just use these as height indicators when I'm doing tests on the coil. So I know, you know, I just keep stacking layers of post-it notes because they're inert. They don't, they're not detectable or anything, and they basically treat them like air. It's good enough as air, anyway, it's dried paper. And you can then see how high you can get certain targets. Otherwise, you're just throwing something over there, not knowing what you're doing. So I always trust the ears, try and keep everything at the same sound level, and just listen for that detectability. Try something, listen for the change. If it starts going backwards, go the other direction, and just keep doing it on everything until you get the best. There's so much parts have been changed in this detector. I'll tell you right now how many. There's probably about 40, I'd say 40 components have been changed. No, more than that. I forgot about those things. Getting onto probably about 50 or 60 components have been changed in that detector there. And I've still got more to do on it. I've got to change another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. Maybe another 15 components. So just goes to show what you can get out of older electronics just by putting in the new stuff. You know, it's like putting a Ferrari engine into it or something, into an old, I don't know what, Datsun Stanza or something. Oh dear, it's come up with low battery. Oh no, I better get off this, and yeah, it's getting on to 6 o'clock in the evening, so I am going to go and have something to eat. I think I put in enough hard yards. This has been a long weekend. Everyone else is detecting and on holidays, and here's me doing these, right? So, you know, and hey, how's that cheeky monkey too? On what do you say? Tell everyone how you do it. Tell everyone how you do it. Show everyone how you do it. Okay. I'm going to have to change occupation after that. If I do that, I think I might have to go and, I don't know, I reckon I could go into retirement and do nothing and go detecting every day. How'd that be? That'd be good, wouldn't it? I could probably do that, actually. Cash all my shares and super in and just go and put my feet up and do nothing. But no, I think it's, look, you know something, you think this is all financial reward and everything else doing this. No, I like the challenge. Give me a challenge. No matter what it is, I don't care what it is, right? I'll come up with a workaround for it, and I'll come up with a cure, and I'll make it better. That's what I do. I just make things better. You know, it's amazing. You think someone who designed something made it the best? No, they didn't. Go through the bean counter situation. They say, oh, you know, that resistor costs 5 cents. Please put a 2-cent one in there, or whatever. No, I've been there. I used to run production lines with girls on them putting parts on circuit boards years ago, in the dark ages when everything was hand soldered. Actually, we did have a through-hole wave soldering machine that we imported from Canada at great expense. But yeah, been there, done that. Just come up with ways of doing things. Used to do stuff like that at Philips too. You know, oh, that'll work without that, and that'll work without that, and you can put that in there instead of that and save yourself a couple of bucks, yeah, whatever. yeah, just it's just a broad knowledge of the whole field. You can't be broad knowledge of, you know, something over here without knowing this and that, without knowing that. It all comes into play. You know, you can't be for instance, you can't make a detector if you're a digital engineer and you got no clue about coils, right? Or you got no clue about analog electronics at all. And you're going to get yourself in trouble. You need to know everything. That's why recently I've been doing a hell of a lot of study on the digital aspects of specifically analog to digital converters. And yes, field programmable stuff as well. All this, I actually said, damn it, I'm going to have to learn this. I'm going to have to learn it. I actually, getting right up to speed on this stuff, and yeah, very interesting. And of course, my other son, Jason, helps. Jason is the coder. But I don't know how much I can get out of Jason anymore. He's got himself another really good job. His other company he was working for folded, and he was without employment. So I got him quickly. He said, "Come and do this," and then he got another job, and he's getting paid. He's getting paid more than the Prime Minister. So yeah, I don't think he wants to come and fiddle with metal detectors too much. He's working for a Japanese company anyway. But I won't say too much about it. It's probably a bit secretive, maybe. I don't know. All good fun. Anyway, I'm turning this off before the battery goes flat. Catch us later.